type shit.
Samura did what?
I'm going to potentially be a bit out of the loop today
Really,
because
why?
I am actively lettering Valhezy.
Valhezy?
And yeah, I'm about I'm halfway, 2.5 pages from being done lettering, and I'm trying to get that at least an episode to the
I sent
people
it to you,
today
by
who
the
are
way.
doing beta reads. And so
Yeah.
I will be doing that in the background, but at some point I will stop. But I'm also chill because I'm just typing and formatting thing and not actually reading it.
Yeah.
Whoa. How's storyboard spelled? My fault.
SBORED.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like we're bored of the stories.
Yeah.
Type shit.
It's funny.
Oh, let me pull up the Viz stuff. So we're just talking about Chainsaw Man first, I think. Also, let's just let people come in.
Oh, I gotta go reread Chainsaw Man a little bit. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I know what happens. Like, I know what we're gonna be talking about. It
Yeah.
doesn't really
Well, it's not even just. I'm gonna talk about the whole chapter. It's not just the last bit,
Yeah.
which is definitely like the thing, but there's more.
Yeah, like it's more so like there's things that I appreciate about the beginning of this chapter,
Yeah.
but like the real interesting shit, the real speculative fun shit comes at the end.
No doubt. I'm gonna go pee really quick. I'll be right back.
Touch it.
Type shit? No, type pee.
So I can read chat. If someone taps in. Hello everybody. My name is Daniel Samuel. Whoa. Okay.
I'm back.
That fucking guy, bro. That fucking bird that I hate.
That
Dude,
fucking,
I got
that
the
fucking
crazy,
bird that I hate. That fucking bird that I hate. What are you saying?
I got the craziest fucking sandwich today.
What'd you get?
Like a chicken sandwich.
That's hard.
It's just like this local place in Philly,
Yeah.
nearby my house. And it's cheaper than my Chick-fil-A order.
No doubt.
It's more food. It's actually not more food, but it gets me the
sucks.
right amount of pool,
Yeah.
and it tastes way better.
Nice.
The one downside is the sauce that they give, which is like their in-house sauce that's crazy, is not. They don't give you enough of it for the fries, and so I just end up with super huge fries with no sauce.
No doubt.
Just kind of lame, but it's crazy, bro. I got a cheesecake milkshake too.
What does that even? Oh, I thought I said cheeseburger. I was like, what the
No,
fuck?
cheesecake. It
I
was
was
an
gonna
Oreo
say-
cheesecake milk, or I guess it was a smoothie, but it's a milkshake.
I was gonna say that sounds awful.
No, that's fire.
No. I meant the cheeseburger milkshake. 'Cause
No,
that's-
I know. That's fire.
What do you mean? That sounds horrific. Who wants bread and cheese all in like one fucked up design? I mean, you do apparently. You freak. Yeah, it's been about like 5 minutes. I guess we'll start. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Storybored. Because fuck, we are bored with some stories. Not these ones though. We got some pretty crazy shit to talk about this week.
Why
Yeah.
I'm pensively excited for what Fujimoto did,
We'll
but
talk,
I did.
we'll talk about that in a second. But I was gonna say, Dan. So if you were a podcast that went on break 2 weeks in a row, what would you do?
I'd continue that streak.
That's some real
Personally.
shit. That's some real shit.
I'd keep going. And see how long we were on break for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or stay on break.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. Sorry we were gone last week. I literally was not here last Sunday. But we're back.
That election fucked me up, bro. I had to take a whole week break.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Dan was just devastated about what happened. Really.
I was not devastated. Me personally, loved what happened.
What? Yeah, but Shit, yeah, so, I mean, yeah, long week for everybody, but you know what? We had a really goddamn good chapter of Chainsaw Man, in my opinion, and we have 2 chapters of Kagurabachi to talk about. So let's get this dancing cow off of the back screen here, if you can see that. Yeah, alright, Chainsaw Man, chapter 182, cute. How cute was it, Dan?
I wouldn't say it was that cute. I screamed.
Yeah, same.
Out loud. I went, oh!
At what, Dan? At what could you possibly have done that at?
At the end of the chapter, I think it's
Should we just get straight into that?
Because yeah, I think it's just like
yeah.
Like everything else, irrelevant. If we get this out of the way, we can talk about like the Denji, not being, like, stopping Yoru finally from assaulting him.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute,
but like Asa, what am I saying, bro?
Bro, calm down.
Fucking
take a minute.
Why am I'm blanking on their name. Power and Aki are back.
You're losing your mind.
I actually don't think they're back. I think we're in a flashback right now, seeing as the back of the panels turn black.
Yeah.
And they're also wearing fits that we saw them in part 1.
Yeah, they're wearing it. Remember that trip they went on? This was like on the boat to
I
get
think it's a flashback to that. Or they're being shown that.
Yes.
But it's still like a memory.
I was gonna say that I think this was super interesting. I have been waiting for anything of relevance with it when it comes to Power and Aki to come up for like a hot minute now, because I mean at the end, like end of part 1, Denji makes the whole Power makes the whole point to Denji of like, hey, come find me because it's gonna be a new Power Devil and our new Blood Devil, and you have to become friends with her too. And that really touched me, and I was really hoping we'd get to that finally. And I imagine we are, because this seems like we're finally getting into the relevance of her existence again. But very, very cool. I also gasped. I remember, I didn't gasp, because like what you're saying is, like make the sound you made.
Oh!
I went like this. I started like actually tweaking out. Like I was so happy. You have no idea. Like, I've been wanting to see shit with them for so long, and also the point that it's going to be at is so good, because this is right before the last saga, so like almost everything of importance with their like trio relationship has already happened up until this point. So it makes me really interested to see what's going to happen. Also, another thing, because this is something I was really hoping about, and what I kind of hate sometimes is I didn't think Fujimoto was going to do this. I just think Fujimoto writes in a way where it takes a minute for him to actually get to the point of things sometimes. Like there's this joke on Twitter, like the Fujimoto cycle, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. It's this joke.
I fucking hate that, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well I'll say why I like it.
Explain why you like it. It's probably the reason why I dislike it, though.
So I think it's funny. I personally like it because I do think it is like, it's just, I don't know why it is. Every single time he writes, it's like, it's a cycle of what the fuck is going on, and then what the fuck is going on in all caps, and then and then Fujimoto, you're a genius, and then what the fuck is going on. I like that cycle because it has literally happened to me time and time and time and time again. So I just relate to that. But why do you not like it?
For me, I think it doesn't illustrate it correctly, because I've never been like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's like that seems like he's just not comprehensive. Or like you can't understand what he's doing. You can.
Yeah.
He likes twists, which is fine, but like at any point I can tell you what's going on. I just don't know either A, where it's going, or B, just don't like it.
Okay, that's fair.
Especially recently, I still do not like that set of chapters, and it's been several chapters since then, and it's at a point where, oh man, maybe I should like it now, but I just don't. And it's like, Fujimoto's cooking. And it's just like, I think the issues that I will have with it are going to persist after the whatever point it was trying to make happens, which I feel like has. But again, then it just doesn't forgive the mindless, like, directionless part of the story. Like, I really hate that feeling because it takes me out of the reading experience.
Yeah.
And makes me less engaged with the material. And so, like, I can't really, like, I've 100% forgotten shit that happened during that period of time, and potentially important shit, but that is not my fault, you know?
Yeah.
It was the fault of the writer for meandering for too long, in my opinion.
This chapter made me realize that I think the second part 2 is done, I'm going to go back and reread all of it just in one go. because like I think that cycle is almost just because of like I want every single time there's a new chapter of Chainsaw Man, I just want more. Like, this is the thing about a lot of other manga. Like, I read a chapter of it when it comes out, I'm like, okay, I can wait a week. With Chainsaw Man, I read a chapter, I immediately need more of it. Because, I mean, for one thing, I really, really like it. But also because, like, I just want to know what happens next every single time. Even with something I'm kind of confused about. I want it to not be confusing. Every time there's something interesting, I want to know more. But, no, I mean, I think I like it just because I think it just accurately has explained how I feel about Chainsaw Man a lot of the time, where I think there's just always a lot of moving pieces, but like when something clicks together, even just for like a moment, I'm like, oh, this is the coolest thing to me. I think next chapter is going to be more of the like you're a genius thing, and I really hope this kind of flashback thing goes on for like not for like a while, but like maybe like 2 or 3 chapters. I hope.
I think it's gonna be done next chapter.
I
think
hope
it's
not. And this the reason why I'm really excited for it and why I want to go on longer is because. And here's the thing I was really worried about with Chainsaw Man is that because I never really have doubted Fujimoto to a point where I don't think he can ever write anything that's actually like good or compelling because I just think that's like ignorant. With him though, I have constantly worried of like when the hell is Denji really gonna get this introspection that I've been waiting for, because we've kind of just been having him spiraling down for a minute now, which made sense. I mean, ever since Barum burnt down his house, he's just kind of been falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. I mean, figuratively, and also kind of literally, but that was beforehand. And here we are now, where it's like literally the final moment, where like this is the nth degree of it. Denji just laying down on the ground just to accept defeat. And finally, I'm gonna get into what Asa said, but I was hoping because during the part of the Black Chainsaw Man, he ate 3 devils, which was the Mouth Devil, the Bitter Devil, and the Snow Devil. And I realized, I was thinking, so Snow is, I thought it was Aki in power. I thought, what's it called? That Mouth was going to be Makima. But I was like, what's bitterness? And I realized it's Reze, because the coffee. From when they first met, which made me really happy. And I thought, it's like a cute Easter egg. I'm happy it's actually coming up of actual relevance. I was worried it was just going to be, it's just like a thing that's
background
cute.
element, like connecting dots, like could also just mean nothing.
Yeah, but I'm happy. Look, I mean, it does literally relate back this directly because Denji just throw up the Snow Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it made me really happy that happened because I was really hoping it would lead somewhere. But now with this, I will say. I still have my issues with the whole kind of like, because ever since Black Chainsaw Man showed up to then where we are right now, I have a lot of issues with like that from like then to now. The parts of it that are good I really, really, really like, but the parts of it that are like, why is Yoshida here for 5 seconds and then he's just gone? Oh yeah, then also Octopus, because it's also related to Yoshida, but like that's more obvious because he was literally there in that chapter. And since Octopus Devil has not been thrown up, still a fraud. But like. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Yoshida's kind of in a weird spot for me right now. I feel like he hasn't done much in a while.
Yoshida had so much, like, intrigue and dare I say, aura going into this part.
Dare I say?
not be interesting.
Yeah. Dare I say?
Really. Like,
aura?
Like, he has not done anything that is particularly surprised me.
Yeah.
Or, like, impressed me. He's just been about, and was why he was interesting, is because he was just not about in part 1.
Yeah.
But like had a crazy feat, and like
fighting Quan Chi
is comparable to what's his face? I can't remember his name. Old man.
Thinking. Santa Claus.
No, not Santa Claus.
Old man. Oh, Kishibe.
Kishibe. Like
who hasn't showed up in like 100 chapters.
The visual similarities of them is intentional.
Intentional, yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
And like I feel like he's being set up to be kind of like modern day version of him, but like again, I haven't seen that. And he knew things that he wasn't supposed to know.
The thing I was most interested on was the last time, like, remember the chapter where, like, him and Denji are talking right when he gets taken in for the, for his bottom surgery. For his horrible, horrible shit that was going on with him of just cutting off his arms over and over again. And that conversation that Yoshida had with Denji I thought was really interesting. And then he leaves, and Yoshida just has this look on his face of just pure, I hate what I'm doing, but he knows this is what he has to do. And something I've always really liked about Chainsaw Man is that I think it's funny how like the devil, how like the people like, you know, kind of like in Denji's position right now, or like in the position of, you know, someone like him, are people, or I guess, how do I put this? Like Devil Hunters, like go so hard, but they fully accept death, but so that, you know, there's not really like particularly happy people. And then Denji right now is trying to find somewhere between that. And I think it's just interesting that you have someone like Yoshida who very clearly wants something like Denji, like, you know, the ideal life that Denji wants, but just doesn't see any actual hope in that. And I wish there was kind of just more on that, because I feel like we haven't seen Yoshida really do anything since that chapter, really. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, my main thing with him is just I just want more with him.
Like he's gonna be relevant when Family comes back into the story in a major way.
Yeah. Also, where the fuck is Sheep? That's another thing. Yeah. But I liked this whole point. I really am interested to see Denji just during this whole time. Like, I wonder if it's like gonna be like him like right now, like hallucinating them, or what it's gonna be, or it's just like a direct flashback or something. And I like this as well of Denji like really getting down to like the point of the fact that like he cannot fully erase the fact that these, I mean, I understand he already kind of accepted it, but Denji didn't really accept it. And that's something I've always loved about Fujimoto's writing, and how I think, well, I like Denji's character regression, quote unquote. I mean, it is, but like, you know, it's not like a worse character. It's just on a writing level, he's falling back into old habits. I love that a lot, and I mainly like it because Denji is a character that, to me, is someone who is so like loud and brash, and sometimes has his shit together, but never really does for a while. He's a kid, and he's someone who's gone through so much stuff. I'm surprised he's even functional at this point, which it's really tragic, but it is also kind of commendable with him. And with him at this point, I don't think he's fully accepted a lot of the lessons he's had from part one fully. Like, some of them I think he's very aware of, but he just hasn't really gone through the necessary steps for himself to really get all of them.
Yeah, he's a very Shinji-like character in that aspect, which I kind of like.
Yeah, I've not watched Eva, so I can't say.
Shinji is a very, like, people describe him, I feel, as like a flip-floppy character. Like, he's like just fucking get in the robot, get over your bullshit, but it's just like a very realistic depiction of someone struggling with something. I feel
like all the jokes about Shinji
and like a very human like reaction to these things.
I don't like the way
like,
people.
It takes multiple things to like hammer in a lesson for him, and he does end up getting it, but it's, you know, those who know.
Yeah. Does he know? I was actually gonna say on that. I don't like a lot of, because I watched a little bit of Eva. I just haven't watched all of it. I feel like all the jokes about Shinji I really don't like, because they kind of remind me of all the jokes about Dragon Ball, where people just discredit the actual writing of it just because, oh, it's just yelling, or like with Shinji, it's like, just get in the robot. Like, there's something under the hood there. Like, you can't just do that, you know?
Yeah.
But beyond that point, Denji actually having to grapple with the fact that, like, yeah, the Puchita inside of him can't just get rid of all these things from existence, you know? Like you can get rid of, and that's what I like a lot too, is like, you can get rid of the concept of the fact that, like, he's kind of put in a Makima's position here almost, because you can get rid of the concept of the fact that something like that exists. But Makima, for example, like, she still remembered the atrocities that like were like gotten rid of by Black Chainsaw Man last time he was out, because she was like around for them. Denji can't get rid of the memories he has of the shit that happened with him and Reze or Makima or Aki or Power, but he can get rid of the concepts of them from existence. So it's anything that reminds them of it. Can be gone, but at the end of the day, those things still exist within him, and he needs to grapple with that. And I'm happy it's coming to. I really love that it's coming to a head right now. And speaking of coming to a head, everything with Yoru and Asa this chapter I was also a pretty big fan of. I've been very all over the place with. I feel like we've been getting too much of Yoru almost, because I want more with Asa, but I feel like it's just like too much of Yoru. But I get like this
very interesting take. Like Saburo has a very.
What did my boy Saburo said?
He said like he doesn't really care about Asa, like, at all.
Ah, okay.
Like,
really?
He's more interested in Yoru's deal, which I think is weird. I think he either got the names mixed up, because I feel like that's an odd choice, seeing as like Asa is the human behind it. Like, I cannot understand Yoru because I am not a devil.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point, and kind of something we figure out.
Yeah.
And a lot of her, like, her weirdness, like, recently has been because of Asa. and like the conflicting feelings there. But it's just like it's a very interesting take.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen anyone else, but I see that Saburo has.
That Saburo, yeah.
I find, like, I think he's just kind of more conceptually interested in how it plays with other things, but you know,
it's interesting. Really, I think it's a weird way of looking at it. It's not like a bad way. It's just interesting.
Okay.
What I do?
Okay. No. Honesty, bro.
What did you do?
Evil, bro.
What kind of nefarious shit did honesty do, bro?
It's 1 second. It might not be honesty. It might be Steven. Did you?
So did you ping Valhalla HQ for this, bro?
For all this? No, I forgot to.
You gotta do that right now.
Shut the fuck up.
What did I do?
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, bro. Are you Bakugo? Like.
Okay, he did draw it.
This fucking guy.
I should delete the old live notifications.
Yeah, you probably should. But also just put the new one, yeah. So back to what I was saying.
I'm gonna delete the old ones.
So back to what I was saying. I really liked this chapter when it came to Asa and Yoru. The main thing I liked a lot about just like them here was I like how Yoru is so stupid. It was really funny to me that like Yoru essentially said something that's just so blindingly stupid that like Asa punches her in the face, or I guess herself in the face. Another thing too is Denji standing up for himself here was so good too. I've been wanting him to do that for so long now, man. When you have someone in like in his position finally like getting out of that to a degree, it makes me so happy. I mean, you know, obviously not fully, but he's getting out of it. Like he finally pushed back against Asa a little, or against Yoru a little. Mm-hmm. And
I like that. It's like I feel like we have just gotten out of the way.
Yeah, finally.
Like we've moved her out of the way so we can actually have the more interesting characters as opposed to foil take hold again. Like we are now in Denji and Asa territory as opposed to Denji and Yoru or just Yoru.
Yeah. And then I like this, like I lost people, I lost people who were like my family to me, but I got over it, and you can get over it too. Like it's just like an infomercial. I guess type shit, but like not really. I don't know. It's a little fucking weird that she's saying this because I mean like I get it, but it's just such a stupid way of looking at it, especially with Denji, who's someone who's so intricately fucked up. I don't know how else to put it other than that. But yeah, so then Asa punches her out of it and makes a very sweet point about how Denji kind of got her to think differently about it, to where she was willing to, like, as Denji said back when they talked during the Falling Devil fight, that she was willing to eat that crap burger. I like this line, I like this conversation. My main problem is I kind of wish they had more of a relationship in between then and now. Because to be honest, Denji, like specifically Denji and Asa, just had not really had that much of a relationship since that fight. At least
I don't like. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know why Asa likes Denji.
Yeah, like not saying that there's like no reason.
Like there's things you can, like. I want them to like each other. Like I think they would be fun as a couple. But like, what is the things that Denji has done? Like that make her like him, other than like the experience at the aquarium, although nice, like Denji I feel didn't really do anything and was just he
was being silly. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Is that enough for women? Ask that question, Dan. No, I'm kidding.
Enough.
Is that enough, ladies? Tell me this, ladies. I'll start buying all the starfish I can. But actually, though, what Asa says here I like a lot, because it feels like, at like a bare minimum, like this is kind of like the thesis of Chainsaw Man, at least like the beginning of it, and also where we led to now, where it's like the language used here and a lot of the way it's phrased is that like, yeah, I have regrets about the fact that this is what could have happened. My mom died. There's all this horrible shit happened, and I can't get over it. there's no way I really can, but like, I can still find something to live for and move on from it and be willing to like eat that crap burger. And I like this, like the word crap burger for this, because I'd argue that like part of the point of Chainsaw Man is that like Denji and a lot of these characters moving on from it in a way, it's kind of silly almost, And using a word like crap burger, it's such a silly, goofy word. It's like there's like a the gross tone of it, but it's funny in a way. I think it's what I kind of like a Chainsaw
I mean, like
Man
it's a dark
that.
comedy, but also like at the end of the day, like it's also like, hey man, it's kind of silly to focus on these things almost. Like it's not that you can't, but like putting as much emphasis on it, just hurts you.
Exactly.
And so it's silly to like worry about it in that way. Which my own reading of that, whatever, people can disagree, but like like that's kind of how I view the use of crass language like this. Although it's fitting for someone as crass as
Denji.
Not Denji, Asa.
Well, both of them.
Said it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'd actually argue Denji's less crass because it's just unintentional for the most part from him.
Well, I was gonna say that Denji. Well, that was
just what he knows.
True. I was just gonna say that like Asa's quoting something that he said because he said crap burger during their whole falling double conversation, but that's true. Also, another thing as well, I really like the art this chapter like a lot. The expressions were really good. The backgrounds were really good. Mainly, my favorite panel was actually like the bottom two of Denji there. Because when I was reading it, I thought for a second he was going to start laughing.
My mic keeps fucking up.
Oh, you okay?
The thing keeps falling.
Oh, okay. You good now?
All right.
You're chilling.
Yeah.
For a second I thought he was going to start laughing, which is weird. And then I go to the next page, and then Denji's throwing up an entire devil. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Also, the grossest part about that entire like panel is the vein on his head made me so grossed out. Because I know that feeling when you throw up so bad that your head starts hurting, and it is the most violent feeling. I hate it. And Fujimoto just delivered it really well here. Again, the backgrounds here are really, really good. The expressions of everyone. I'm really excited for next chapter. But I mean, if you have anything else you want to add, then we can kind of get on to our main event, which is funny because we've been talking for 30 minutes about this alone.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good shit in this chapter to talk about, but like.
Maybe made me really happy. Maybe really
no, like I have my same issues that I've had with Fujimoto's art in the later half of part 2.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Like there's obviously the man is burnt out.
Very clearly.
But the art is also bad.
Yeah.
And I think he has the grace of Shonen Jump to be able to take a break. And work on that again.
Imagine he's like a break this week, just like forever, not forever, just like for like a while.
And it's just like, I'm not here to shit on a man because he's unhealthy and thus cannot produce art like he used to. But like it's just, if the art is bad and that's half of the manga.
Yeah.
Or actually the biggest thing about the manga.
Yeah, the art.
I think you should probably do something about that.
No doubt.
I am not in good health. Like I also obviously am not Japanese. Do not have the same work ethic. Do not have the same culture.
Entirely.
Would take a break.
Yeah.
I would make sure I do that.
Yeah. So, what I was gonna say is I agree the art is not as good. I mean, especially because I don't know, because Look Back finally came out this week for a lot of people. I have not watched it yet. Don't say anything.
Incredible movie.
Oh, really? I guess I gave it a Dan 7, and I was like, oh, so it's good. Like it's real
Fuck
good.
That one guy. My fault. He apologized. He's valid.
What happened? Some guy on Twitter said something.
He was just like, it's that bad?
Yeah, insane.
Not because I gave it a 7 because I said fuck Fujimoto, but you look at the 7 and you see that you understand what I mean.
Yeah. Because from what I hear from everybody, everyone's thoughts are like, this shit made me want to draw more. Like...
It didn't make me want to draw more, really. I don't get that reading from it, that it's what it's trying... Like, it's not about being a better artist,
Okay.
Well, it's about the connection from creating.
Interesting. Okay, well, I have to watch it still. But I was going to say, I do
that's
agree...
yeah,
whatever. No, I mean, I gotcha. I do really... I liked this chapter, but more so just because I'm kind of just been trying to see the best that I can within it at this point, because I will concede, I don't think Fujimoto's art for the rest of part 2, unless he really does take a break, is going to be on the same level of, like, insane quality that the end of part 1 has, and, like, going into early part 2. I just accepted it. It's fine. But what I will say is I'm still going to find what I can appreciate, and what I really liked about this chapter, like I said, was the backgrounds and the expressions were really good. I was a big fan. But yeah, I think it's time for Kagurabachi. It might be.
Okay. I don't remember what happened last chapter, really.
So
Actually, no, never mind. I do remember what happened.
So 56 and 57 is what we're talking about. So the one that came out last week and the one that came out this week. Dan, I just want to hear your thoughts overall on the past two. What was your thoughts? What's going on?
Pretty fucking banging.
I know. Lie. Pretty fucking goated.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah. Do you want to open up talking about 50? Because we're talking about 56 anyways. But what's your thoughts on 56?
I'm gonna go skim through.
Yeah, this is the chapter where Hakuri transported Tumayuri and all that.
Okay.
Tubaminu.
Art in this chapter outstanding, bro.
I know.
Also, first color spread did not have red, white, and black.
The color blue has finally shown up in Kagurabachi.
Blue and yellow.
Real colors. Him wearing the Kiora suit is hard. This is such a good color page. I love Hakuri so much.
I like the ninjas.
Yeah,
they're very cool.
They're very sick.
I think.
I love this panel of Hakuri on the right here, where it's kind of like, you know how like in Spider-Verse and people start fading out, they start glitching. It kind of reminds me of that.
I can't see. It's on your stream.
It is on my stream.
I'm looking at a on
that one right there.
I'm looking at Danny right now. You gotta pull it up on yours because I can't see it from YouTube.
Oh, is it not? Let me wait. Is it not on my stream right now?
No, but I can't see it. It's too small.
Oh, I just zoomed in. Just give it the stream a second. There you go. It should do it now. There you go. That one.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that one. I love this little panel. It's really good. Beyond that though, yes, this page is fucking great. I gotta admit, I'm really disappointed with Hat Hishaku. When he showed up, I was really excited for him to do shit. But he's just kind of done. He just kind of sat in a corner and just moved trees around, you know? What has he really done? It's just not. It frustrates me because all the Hishaku, when they have shown up, I've been a big fan of them immediately. Yura, I fucking love Yura. I love Hirohiko.
He's got more aura than the Hat guy. The Hat guy just seems like a goofy old man, which maybe that's the point.
Yura, I mean, to be honest though, Yura to me is God. Like we were saying last week, bro, Yura and Shiba are the most. I need them. I need more. They're too cool. But Hirohiko, I really, really like Hirohiko. I'm a big fan of him. I love everything about him, especially his conversation with I was gonna say Denji, with Chihiro this chapter, or 57. But that was really good. This page is cool. Yeah. They all start fighting. This whole bit of again, just the expressions and the fucking art is so good. Everyone flying at him through all the trees and all that. I really did start to like the ninja group, like you were saying. Samura, this also kind of recontextualizes this entire bit because Samura is talking about how he's frustrated with them doing all this shit for him, and he doesn't, and he just doesn't want them to fucking be on his ass all the time. Also, this little guy being 20 years old is really funny.
Yeah,
I was laughing about that a lot. And again, going from him just saying that he doesn't want all these people to
They're dying within the next couple chapters. My fault.
I already thought they were gonna die anyways, but now it's there's no way they don't die. And I do like the whole point that, again, this recontextual. Also, someone said this on Twitter, dude, don't trust blind people who wear glasses in manga. Okay, don't, because this guy and Billy are don't trust them.
Yeah.
Billy from Undead Unluck, but yeah.
I saw that too. I think I saw you repost it.
It was just really funny. I was laughing about it a lot. But yeah, I was a big fan of his conversation here, and then him saying he's gonna kill all of them. Again, just more fighting, and again, I love the use of the narrator here because I feel it really feels so cinematic. I've said this before, but Fujimoto, the Chainsaw Man author, feels like. Chainsaw Man feels like a movie. This Kagurabachi also feels like a movie, but just more of an action, just a super well-directed action movie, I don't know, Baby Driver, John Wick, or The Raid. The direction of it, but just a really, really good plot behind it. Not to say those movies don't have good plots, but I'm just saying. And I like how the narrator's leading into
the focus is not on the story necessarily.
Here.
A lot of those movies do the bare minimum.
True. I mean, Baby Driver a little less because it's a little different, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with right here again recontextualizes this. He hits Uruha here, which makes sense why he did, because it's the understanding of like, oh, there's too much shit going on, but also like, hey, what are you doing, Samura? You can't do that. So yeah, they're fighting. They get outside. And also one of the again, just so much dialogue is now recontextualized of what just happened. Where Uruha's like, as bearers of the enchanted blades, our lives have gravely are gravely consequential. And they sure are. They have a lot of point here. But yeah, like I said this before, like this chapter, I really just thought it was cool, and then Hakuri fucking pulling through with the Tobi Minu. This whole bit is so cool. Like him using it just saying the title, and then the sword opening, it just says Crow, and then Samura just flying through all these people was insane. Like this is yeah. Like
his actions are so weird to me, especially with the context of the new chapter.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But just the 56 was like I thought the story bits of it were like cool of what was there, but it was just an unbelievably raw chapter for sure. Mainly the spread is just so sick with all the crow wings.
It's insane. Like I like it. I've always fucked with I've always fucked with this kind of wing crow thing aesthetic going into the black of shit.
Yeah.
You think of Itachi and other things. It's always been so fucking cool, and this is just also still cool. A little less cool than crows in their entirety.
Didn't you draw Adachi? What the fuck is his name? Itachi recently. Not Adachi. I wish you did, but Itachi.
Not recently.
With the color wheel, right?
Bro, Adachi, he's just kind of boring.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Adachi's my goat.
He's got a boring fucking design.
But he's so cool. You can make him really cool. You know what? You're really good with expressions, man.
Like,
you can do
like
that.
when I have a bean head to work with, like it's just
give him this persona. Make it a cool background. You can make it work.
I don't know. I don't know what his persona looks like. I haven't played that game.
You should play it. Anyways.
I have it in my library.
Yeah. So more importantly though, 57. What the fuck? Insane shit. Yeah. I'm going to open up what your thoughts about 57 were.
Game-changing low-key right now for how I thought the story was. Like, there's so many things on retrospect within this arc alone that kind of change. Like his want and desire for Chihiro to be with it. Like Simmer's want and desire for Chihiro to be there, right? Mm-hmm. Like outside of like the fact that it's like I like this kid,
You what?
Oh, yeah. But also like he doesn't think they should be alive. He doesn't think they should exist.
Yeah. So
it's very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to bring this up actually because I wrote about this earlier. Talking to some of my friends about this because some people surprisingly a good amount of people I talked to did not like this chapter, which I was really surprised by because I really liked it. And 1 second, let me just. What the fuck was this thing that Steven drew?
It's us mugging.
Oh, what the hell? Those are lips. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I just didn't realize that right now. Let me just pull up where the hell did I write this at? Jump to message. I'll scroll up a little. So for me at least, the main issue I was hearing from people was that this reveal did not have a lot of build up to it, and I was gonna say that I think that is a fair point to make. I personally did not really think that really tampered my enjoyment of it. And
it's like I would argue it's supposed to not.
Yeah.
Seeing as the deal was made 3 years before the story started.
Yeah.
And so there's no need to build up to that because we also were just like my biggest thing, which I think this says more about the character and the writing going on with the character than being an actual issue, is that Samura is not acting like that in a way that shows that he did this. Samura or whatever.
Samura.
Don't care.
Okay.
Either way, I'm right. I'm always right.
You are. Okay.
Anyways, I pronounce things correctly all the time. I never misspeak. Like he's just acting in a way that just doesn't reflect him making this deal, which can be a bunch of different things. I think because it's within his character introduction, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We were introduced to this character 5 chapters before. So, like, I want you to think about the 5 chapters that they would have had of time.
Well, since then, we've already gone a lot with SAMURA. I mean...
Yeah, but, like, it's a twist.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? You're not necessarily supposed to see it coming in this way.
That's what I was saying when I was talking to them about it. Like, what I was saying is, I think this is a really cool and interesting moment because, for one thing, I think that, like, you cannot come to the conclusion, but I think there's already, like, enough shit with him where it's like, there's some suspicion. This is the same reason I really like the reveal that, like, funnily enough, in Undead Unluck, because basically they have very similar designs. Billy, I like that reveal a lot. Even if, like, you don't really assume it, because the thing that kind of tips you off to, like,
you don't hang out with that character.
Yeah. As well, like, the funny thing about Billy there is, like, he's just kind of talking about all this stuff, and then he just says, why don't we just drop some nukes on these problems? And everyone's like, what the fuck did you just say, Billy? Like, it kind of just happens right then and there. With SAMURA, like, I'm not going to say that I saw this coming at all, but what I will say was interesting about it was that SAMURA... Like, I'm not gonna lie, ever since the chapter he showed up, which funnily enough, that chapter came out I think the first week we started the pod, where they, like, you know, where he got introduced and was like, I'm going to hell for this. A lot of moments with him get recontextualized as to, like, having double meanings to stuff now because of this, where I wondered myself, like, why would SAMURA even be doing this? And what I was kind of thinking is I just, the thing I don't get is why is he having an agreement with the Hishaku, more so? But my question was that, and then more so as well, like, one second, I remember I wrote this down, let me just pull this up really quick. Like, SAMURA did this for, like, I don't know why he did this, though, like, entirely, though. That's the thing I'm confused about, like, why?
I can gauge, like, several reasons on why.
Yeah.
Like, I think the biggest one, and one that we kind of already know, is that he believes himself to be a sinner, and he believes sword bearers to be sinners.
Yeah.
And he believes, like, he essentially was comrades with 7 of the biggest fucking 7 nukes who killed the most amount of people ever, you know, in this world. And so, you know, him making an agreement to have them killed with his already, like, a little suicidal disposition.
Yeah.
Is cool. And the only reason he was ever spurred into fighting is because other people who were uninvolved initially were dying, like innocent people.
Yeah.
He's only been killing people who already have killed or are part of a sinful organization. You know?
But that's what I'm saying.
So I don't think it is actually in any way out of character or different. I think it's just new information.
Yeah. I agree it's not out of character. I agree this is entirely in character for him, because the thing I was trying to pull up was that I was writing down that, like, I think that, like, it is a like you said, it's a point that, like, SAMURA does not like SAMURA, for one thing, regrets this stuff to a certain degree. But what I don't get is, then why the fuck would he be trying to help out the Hishaku who want to, like, their end goal is to get the Shinoichi for Yura? Why? Why would he help out the people whose ultimate goal seems to be more destruction? And there's very clearly things that we don't know. I'll admit that, but I'm just like, that's the thing I'm confused about, of why is he working with them specifically? I imagine this will be answered sooner or later, but...
I would say, and I also don't think those are problems, those are just unanswered questions.
No, I'm not saying it was a problem, I'm just saying it
No, yeah, I know, I'm just clarifying.
No, I agree, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's literally just like... This is just a very sudden thing, and I think that people have a tendency to be like, oh, this is fucking stupid, like, the second it's, like, something like this happens. I thought this was awesome, personally.
Yeah, I feel like a bunch of the issue from this that I've seen some people complain about, and also from your end, is that there might be a bit of headcanon going on with this character because of the role he plays within Chihiro's life. Or played, and how much he was a likable character on introduction.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not what they did in writing. You know? So it's a bit different.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, at least for me, it's like, I like the idea of this a lot. I think it's a really interesting idea that, like, SAMURA is trying to work with these people to kill the sword bearers to some degree, because he sees them as, like, including himself, to be a bad person. And I wonder, like, SAMURA, like, maybe killing himself after all this is done. I don't think all of them are going to die. For one thing, we've also not met the other 2 bearers. We have no fucking idea where they even are.
Yeah.
So it's not like too big of a reach to say that like we're still kind of waiting on that. That like I don't think they're all gonna die. But okay. To be honest, right now, this feels like the turning point of the arc. I feel like we're not halfway through though. I think this arc is going to be long, like a genuinely really long arc. Because like let's think about it right now. Hiyuki and Shiba are just not here. The other two sword bearers we have not met, and we have no earthly idea when we're going to meet them because this is such a big twist right now. I feel like all of our attention on the attention of like a story significance needs to go to this because I have no fucking idea what is going to happen next. For one thing, Hirohiko just pulled a Zoro. I don't know, like, that's just a really insane thing that happened.
Okay, I have a prediction.
What would it be? What would it be?
We're gonna continue with SAMURA, like being SAMURA.
Yeah.
Being on the good guy's side. I think because of the time difference that there's already regrets in his choice to make this agreement.
Yeah.
That I see in his facial expressions this chapter.
Mainly in
he obviously knows
collapse right here.
And he's reacting in a way that is like, I don't like this. Right? But also like he would have just killed what's his face if he just truly thought
Uraha.
Yeah. Uraha. If he truly just thought that they should die.
Yeah.
So obviously there's contradictions with this character, and he's acting in a certain way, and not necessarily to be hidden because he could just kill everybody there when he got his enchanted blade.
Exactly.
And he's currently just standing next to people right now, like not doing anything, like helping them out actively.
Yeah.
And so again, like I think we're just going to continue in the way, and it's just going to be either a mistake he made, or it's going to lead to the group breaking up later down the line. Like whenever Chihiro gets back to the main group, which I actually think he's going to be teleported away within this next chapter.
I would, because you can see at the end there's like his little blurrings and stuff. I would not be surprised if Chihiro just goes like away, which then brings up a question of like, what the fuck is gonna happen with Hirohiko? Because he's just here now and doesn't have anyone to fight. He just has an enchanted blade and no arms. Like, what's gonna happen, man? This is like, I'm so excited.
We already know in the world of Kagurabachi you can get your arms back, and so it's not like I don't actually think it's that big of a deal that he doesn't have his arms. I think he's gonna be full chillin'.
Not in the long term. I just mean more so like what the fuck is gonna happen now?
Yeah.
Like, and this is what kind of has me worried as well, is that I really don't want Hirohiko to die, especially not like this this arc, or honestly just like for a while. I want more with him, and I feel like him and Chihiro seem like they could be long-term rivals, which is what I want, or like outright. Or very least I hate making this comparison because I just don't think it really panned out that way. But like a Mahito Yuji kind of thing where like they're like rivals, but it doesn't really go on for like a super long time. It's just kind of
they're just reflections. Well,
reflections. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
The Mahito fucking Yuji ship went on for about half the manga. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be rivals for like a while, and more so as well with Hirohiko. I would not be surprised if, like, one of two things happen. Either their fight starts, and then, like, Hyakuri gets teleported away, and then, boom, Yura shows up and, like, takes away Hirohiko. Which I don't really want that to happen exactly. Maybe not this chapter, maybe the one after that, because I want to see this blade do some shit. And beyond that as well, I do think that's going to happen, though, because there's the question of, is Iruha dead? Which, most likely, and then two, is what's going on with Samura, because then we need to deal with him, because he has a blade that's extremely strong. I mean, all of them are really strong, but his kind of did some fuck shit that I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's my issues with this chapter though. Again, Hanishaku did nothing. I'm not like a huge issue. I just feel like he's just kind of here. Another thing as well, if Iruha is dead, I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't want him to die. I don't feel like we know enough about him yet.
I don't think he's dead. I think the fact that we just don't see him die.
But that's the thing then. How the fuck is Hirohiko using the sword powers then?
I mean, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's my counter. We saw somebody else do that already.
Who?
What's his face? Rakuzachi fucking
Rakusaishi. Oh, Kyoran?
Yeah. Yeah. We saw him use the sword. That's called out in this chapter. Like in the Bear's Stole.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're bringing up a good point, huh?
Like it's
holy shit! Yeah.
It is not required. I think what it is kind of like a Keyblade scenario, where it's like other characters can use the other person's Keyblade. It's just like the other person's though. and so they can just call it if they see it.
Yeah, Kiora kind of does use the storehouse after, huh? But I feel like the Shinoichi is like this. The problem is that the storehouse is already stated by Chihiro and Hikari to be something that's separate from sorcery, where Hikari can use Iso and the storehouse. So hypothetically, if Hikari were to get a enchanted blade, he'd be able to use the blade and the storehouse, just not Iso ever again. Which
I also don't think I think where it's like. I don't think there's been a statement that I can recall where it's like you can't have multiple types of sorcery.
No, they said. Oh no, sorry, my bad. I thought you were gonna say something else.
Or if an item is enchanted, that you can't use it because that's the items. That's the item sorcery at that. Not the person's. I think a sorcerer can wield the blades.
Yeah, but I thought the point was you can still use the sword, you just can't actually use the abilities of it unless the original wielder of it has died, or the previous wielder of it is dead.
Yeah, but we don't see him using an ability, we just see him summon
Well, he does. That's an ability.
Well, we don't know.
Okay, we don't know. It could not be.
With Chihiro, he can unsheath the sword and not do anything, but the stuff is still there. He hasn't said the command, I
guess.
He hasn't said N10 or whatever, but they're just there. It's like a visual thing whenever the sword is unsheathed. Same thing with Kiora, where is that his name? The guy, the dad.
How do you forget all these people's names? They're so cool.
Because they're just a bunch of new, they're not Japanese names I've ever heard before, and so I'm having to put them back in my brain as these are.
You're chilling.
With him, he opened the blade and we just saw this big ass fucking butterfly.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
He didn't make a command. It was just a visual thing, and so I think that's just what's going on.
So, okay, so what you're saying is, let me get this straight. So you're saying is that Hirohiko can summon some bullshit with it, but not actually use any abilities with it.
Potentially, this is speculation. We don't know actually how the blades work in and of themselves. We just know that they have their own fuckery shits.
Okay, well, what we do know, though, is that if you want to have ownership over the blade, the other previous wielder needs to have been dead.
Yeah, but he's not claiming ownership. We don't know how that works.
He says Kumayuri right here.
Yeah, but you could just be saying it,
No. You need to say it to have ownership over it.
Okay, but again,
with it.
Or he could also not be saying this. It's not we just don't know.
He is saying Kumayuri, bro. Every single time there's ever been someone with the black circle box that's been the name of the blade, it's been someone saying that name. Sojo did it.
But again, there's no indication that he has said it. We can assume that he did, but again, we're operating off of unknowns and speculatory whatever. The fact that we still don't know how the enchanted blades fully work. We know some rules about sorcery, but not the be all end alls, how it works on a person to person level, and then also we just don't see him say it, and also if he did say it, he would have had to not have it in his mouth, I feel.
It would have been really funny. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. I'm not even gonna lie, that might legit, because I think there was a time where someone had some shit in their mouth that they were eating something and they tried saying it and then the text was fucked around a little. So I would, oh my god, you might be right. That's really funny if that's how we figured it out. He didn't actually say it because he had it in his fucking mouth. That's really funny.
It's not even that he didn't say it. He could have said it before he had it in his mouth. This could be just a bluff from him. Because again, I think...
But then why are these giant women here?
Because every time we've seen somebody unsheath the sword, the things just fucking are there. They don't have to say anything. They don't have to do anything. The things just appear.
This just seems like a lot. This just seems like a lot for something like this.
I don't know. Yes, but again, it's also fully within the realm of possibility because we just don't know.
Yeah. Look, more than anything,
I'm not saying definitively this is how it works.
Yeah.
But it could just be, how it works or not how it works, and it's just speculation.
I mean, fair. I just really don't want Uraha to die. He's probably my favorite sword. He's definitely my favorite character on a design level we've seen in a while, and I really like his the way he talks, the way he I love his design, I love the way he acts. The stuff we've gotten with him was also pretty cool. I do like how he kind of brought how like a lot of these people. What I was really hoping would happen with the Bears, at least what I thought was going to happen at first, was that like each of them, like I was saying, had some way of coping with what they did with the actual what they actually did. With the Ruha, it was this blind love for Kunishige to a point where when he sees his son, he's treating it as if he's just back from the dead. With Samura, it was well, seemingly that he was gonna just like take away all his earthly possessions or like possessions like pleasures, I think he called it, and then just like go from there. What I was kind of wondering was what the hell was going to happen with the other two, but then that whole thought's just been sidetracked by the fact that Samura is apparently a traitor. So, like, it's just insane, man. I'm just fucking, I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen, and I love what's going on, though. Also, another thing, like you said, Hirohiko could just be lying. Like, there's a solid chance Hirohiko is just not telling the truth.
It could just fully be a bluff. Like, it doesn't have to be anything actually. And again, with my assumption that Chihiro is not fighting this guy, because I think what's his face, the author, wants to keep this other character alive, and he's not ever used an enchanted blade from what we know. Chihiro is just way more experienced, and the other guy is almost dead.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not fighting him, and I think what's his face wants to keep this character alive, and so Chihiro is going to be transported away in the next chapter. So even if he can use this, it just raises more questions on how he has done this.
Yeah.
But also, like, it doesn't really matter because he doesn't fight.
Yeah. I'm just not gonna jump to any conclusions with this because I really like. Dude, I get why people are saying that maybe this chapter is like a little like out of the blue, but I think that's what's so cool about it, man. Like, that's what I think is so good about it. This is not, I don't think this is poorly written. I think if this
it is shifted the arc's focus a little bit in a very interesting way. And like, we've been going about 20 chapters now into this arc with a very clear direction. This kind of throws a wrench.
Are we really 20 chapters in?
I feel like that might be about like
shit, we might be. Wait, no. We're a little over 15, I think, because I think 44 was the last one of 44 was the last one for Rakuzaichi, and it's 57, so like 13 roughly.
Okay, cool.
So we're not 20. I was gonna say that's insane, but fair. I was gonna say, I like how much this shifts up things because I thought truly what was gonna happen. Like if Samura was not a traitor, it just happened right now. What I assumed was gonna happen was that this chapter was gonna be Samura fighting the Hadashaku guy. He was gonna leave, come back to this. And then Chihiro fights, then something happens with Hirohiko, and then we go on from there. This is way more interesting. Samura is a traitor, Kumayuri is in the hands, the mouth of Hirohiko. Like, this is a really wild thing to happen, and I really do I think, like, if this was a reveal that was, like, super built up to, I think it would take away a lot from the moment. Because there's enough now, like, for example, go back to previous moments, there's things which are now double meanings of what the fuck is Samura saying or doing here that could also be like, oh, he's also trying to kind of, like, remember the moment where he, like, was able to, where, like, Uraha was able to go around Samura's blade, but he still cut off his top knot? Mm-hmm. Like, again, I think that, like, you look at Samura's expression there, that can now be seen as, like, oh, he was, like, frustrated with what he was doing, but also kind of frustrated because now, like, oh, if I kill him now, it kind of gives away what the fuck I'm trying to do. So, like,
I think what you do is still just kill him there, like,
because then you could have made the excuse of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what
I think he's acting on contradictions right now, which is very interesting.
Samura is not someone. I don't think this is not a complete heel turn. Samura is not someone who is. I don't think he's doing this now because he's just been lying this whole time. I think Samura was a good person. I think that he had good intentions initially, and I'm just wondering. I'm just really interested to see what the fuck what's gonna happen going forward here. So, like, all the unanswered questions are not like, oh, it's bad. It's just I want to know more. It's the same. It's kind of like Chainsaw Man. Like, it's not that it's inherently bad. I just want to know more. And then the stuff that's already been answered that's going on in this chapter, I really, really like. This was like my favorite chapter of the arc so far, like by far. Which is surprising because this arc has already had a lot of really good. I don't know if it's my favorite
chapter, but it's definitely top 3
of the arc so far for sure. I
don't
know.
That's what I mean.
What is your favorite in the whole arc? Since we have we're kind of done time with this, which one I ask you this for fun. What's your favorite in all of the entire manga?
The theater episode, like before what's his face got his arms cut off, and I also really like the chapter after that.
No, I mean ever, like in the whole manga. I guess like favorite moment or like
it's every. I'm trying to remember the chapters because I can't look at them right now because I'm on Manga Plus.
Not bad.
No, you're chilling. and so it's every last one, whatever he says when he's going into the storehouse when it's closing.
Yeah.
Really collapsing.
Oh, so like that whole thing. Yeah.
16.
No doubt.
Good.
16 might be. I think it's or 17.
Actually, not even 16. 13, really, because that's like my emotional investment in that, like, coming to a head, and that's what I was like. This is something special and really, I think, really good.
Dude, I've always brought this up.
It was just 13 chapters. I usually get annoyed at these child characters, and I am crying over this one.
Yeah.
Okay. How? Because this is 3 episodes into an anime, you know.
Yeah.
I was
gonna say, bro, like chapter. Oh my god, bro. Chapter 15 is always like, it just has such a special place in my heart. Kagurabachi, I remember it was so funny too, because like this was only like a little bit after the memes kind of fully died out. I was crying reading a manga about fucking Kagurabachi Swordman. Like, it's crazy that it just got that good that fast, and it's only been getting better since then. Like, I don't think that there's been a bad chapter of Kagurabachi. There's been ones that have been like, oh, it's just like a chapter. I don't think any of them have been bad. Like, far from it. And I am very intrigued to see what's going forward with this. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to add to this, or should we just wrap it up?
I think we should just wrap it up. I don't really have any. I've said my pieces, you know.
Oh.
I need to lock in on these last 2 pages because I
gotta leave in like an hour. But yeah, I mean, we only had like an hour long episode. Actually, we had like an hour 1 minute. This was a really good episode of the pod. Also really good chapters this week. Dude, I cannot wait for next week, bro. Oh my god, I'm gonna have more Bleach to talk about. Like Chainsaw Man has another chapter. Like, dude, next week is
on Bleach today.
I just didn't read enough of it. Okay, I'll tell you this. I met the guy with the boar. I forget his name. The guy with the boar who shows up, who's like
Ganju.
Ganju, yes. I thought he was cool. I don't really have any context to who he is, but he's cool. Ganju's cool. But yeah, next week's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have more Bleach to talk about, and more so like, because I think that this and Chainsaw Man are both really big setup chapters. So next week at the same time, we got some big shit to talk about.
Yeah. Very excited.
Well, thank you for watching, gang. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow Dan on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. So subscribe again. Make a new email. Subscribe again. Insert Valhalla into every orifice in your body, and you have a great weekend and a great day. Type chart. Bye-bye. All right, there we go. Ended stream.
Oh.
That was a good